Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to this week's market overview video. I'm just gonna go over the market very briefly. Not much on my radar this Sunday. I'm gonna be waiting at least until tomorrow, see what's up. Of course, per my rules, I do not trade the open of the week. So, without further ado, I'm gonna show you my pair which I am most interested in, and that will be a dollar yen. So let's check out dollar yen here. Here you see the dollar yen. I want to check out to a higher time frame. You can see that the dollar has been in a massive upwards move. And if we clear some of these things out here, we will see the Gartley pattern here. Gartley pattern, a little better. The bad pattern bust. Last trading week was a bad trading week for me. I haven't tallied the volts yet, or the pips. And if I'm being honest, I'm not really psyched about doing that, but I'm gonna do it right after I stop this video. But I know that I am in a loss. So what are you gonna do? I mean, it's just a matter of continuing trading, doing what you need to do. So the dollar yen here, if we take a look left, you can see right here the structure level right here. You can see all these levels right here. Boom, boom, boom. Of course, the X leg of the Gartley pattern, which will be the stopping, or the point to place your stops above. So we haven't closed beyond X, so the Gartley pattern here is valid. I haven't entered it yet. I do think I am going to have an entry here on the 4-hour. We're gonna have to see how the Asia session turns out. If we push a little higher, I mean, that's just fine. It just gives me a better risk to reward without breaking the X, of course. But I'm gonna short this here. I told you guys last week this area here would be an interesting area for me. I'm looking for a short in here, right? I'm gonna place my stops above the X leg right here. So if I were to enter it right here, boom. And there are multiple ways to set your targets. So 57 above the X on this 4-hour. So about 90 pips of risk. I'm not sure I'm gonna be doing this. I'm just showing you a for example here. I would feel comfortable shooting for targets down in here and even beyond. But this will be my first, or my preferred target right in here. So you could manage, of course, you could manage the stops if you were going to take targets on this Gartley pattern. They would be down in here around this green box. So a fantastic risk to reward right in here. Like I said, I'm just hoping that we're not getting we're not gonna get a Asia session that is going to what's the word? I do not want a lot of activity on this Asia session. I want to kind of hold. I want the market to hold around this area right in here. I mean, a good way to do this was to wait for the break here and a push and then short it. This is kind of, I'm hoping for this scenario right here, hoping to get my stops above these above the XLAC or above these levels right here. Hopefully above the XLAC if my risk to reward will allow me. So that's basically my only pair or the only pair I'm interested in. There are some other opportunities in here. Let's see if we have something in here. No, we're not gonna get a cipher pattern. There was a on the pound yen, I believe the 1 hour. If I'm remembering this right, yep. Nope. We have a butterfly pattern in here, but I mean I'm not that. I won't be taking a long here, but we do have a butterfly pattern setting up here, like so. Boom, boom, boom. So we're just waiting for the decompletion leg right in here. So this would look something a bit like this. So if you were to go long, if you wanted to go long the pound yen, you could actually use this butterfly as an entry and hide your stops below this area right here. I think you would get away with it. It's not a bad. It's actually a pretty good long. I actually may have to reconsider this when and if we get down here. I'm gonna wait. I'm not going to wonder about that right now, but I do think that this could be an opportunity for a long. The euro's just been going down here. It went below my long. I talked about this area here a few weeks ago. I tried to get long here last week, and I did get long here. Got the initial, but then hit my stops. Voila, I'm out. So a losing trade on the euro last week. I mean, we've just been heading down here on the euro. Some massive moves to the downside here. I'm not sure when and if this is gonna end here. Let's check out the daily here. I'm gonna draw in a box here. And this Gartley, by the way, this Gartley pattern hasn't gotten invalid if you're trading the Gartley pattern on the larger time frame. Obviously, I got out because I wasn't involved in this Gartley pattern, but we haven't broken X, so it's still valid. I am going to draw in a box here, and I'm gonna do it like this. Just give me a second here. I'm gonna zoom in. Right, like this. Okay, boom. I'm gonna draw it from here to here, and I'm gonna extend it like so. Boom. So this will be another long opportunity here on the euro. I mean, we're on the daily, and as you can see, we have been in a strong move to the downside. There has been no breathing at all for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. Not a single breather here, only red candles. So it's not a bad idea and not stupid at all, even though I do say so myself, to look for another long in here. Long inside this area, right? Targets this green area above, somewhere in this area. I would suggest this red line. So if we are going to set it up here, you can see we are so extremely oversold on the RSI here. All I need now is some kind of entry signal on the lower time frames. I do want to get my stops below this guy right here just to be super sure. But let's do a hypothetical. Let's say we find an entry somewhere in the middle here. Boom. 150. So not quite the risk reward I want. So I'm not gonna. But if this is enough for you, I mean, I don't think this is a bad idea at all to go long here on the euro. I haven't checked the news though. We do have ECB President Draghi speaking tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So that might be that might impact the market. Let's look a little ahead in the week. Then on what's this? Is this Wednesday? Wednesday the 23rd. We have durable goods and unemployment claims. So, and the oil. But anyway, I will be looking for another long here. Even though I'm not super excited about a long into such a big move to the downside, but I mean we are oversold on every time frame. We haven't taken a breather on the daily for a while. I think it's about time the market gives us something back here. And I think we could look for targets up in here. I mean, I told you about this green line. We could even go a little higher here. So, yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for a long here on the euro dollar. Not much on the pound dollar. I mean, I did set this up last week. I didn't get involved, which was pretty bad because it seemed like all the thing I entered on the chart and didn't get involved with is heading to targets. So we've talked about the yen, the dollar yen, the euro dollar, New Zealand. We have had a big gap here. I do think, I mean, the New Zealand dollar and the euro dollar pretty much go hand in hand most of the time. Not every time, not all the time, most of the time. So before you guys, but placing another long here is you can hide your stops beneath these guys right here, which is all we need. But it's not all. It's not all we need. Of course, I'm gonna need something more. I'm not just gonna enter this I mean, there's no information here. Dollar CAD. Here we have a Garley pattern on the dollar CAD. This was the. Oh no, it's a bad pattern. This was the pattern I was looking for earlier when I started talking about the butterfly. So, boom, like this. Dollar CAD, bad pattern, alert. And I will be going along here. If we come down to this bad pattern, which hopefully we will. I mean, there's nothing much more. There's nothing more to say about this. We have a bad pattern. I'm gonna enter it. That's it. The dollar CAD here. We had a cipher pattern, a large cipher pattern in here. I didn't get involved in that, thank God. But I was looking for some entry for a long. I never got the entry. As you can see, I was drawing stuff on here. You can see we had a trend line. We've broken that line here on the 4 hour. What I would expect is a pullback, a continuation lower. But I do expect a pullback here. And on the Aussie dollar, didn't I say Aussie CAD? I was talking about the Aussie CAD. I don't remember if I said that, but on the Aussie dollar, same thing. This might be an opportunity for a long as well. This might be an opportunity for a long. I'm gonna draw in a box here. Boom. Super oversold here. And for targets, I would look for targets up in here. Boom. So for a hypothetical, not bad risk reward at all. I would want to go below this 30.66. This is really good. I'm really interested in going long here on the Aussie dollar. I would set it up like this. I'm gonna watch this as well. I'm interested in going long here. Hopefully we're not gonna get a lot of reaction in the Asia session. So long euro dollar, long Aussie dollar, long New Zealand dollar, short dollar yen. Yeah, and that's my thoughts for the week. So guys, if you watched this whole video, I want to thank you. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, do all those fancy things. If you're interested in my other stuff, I do have a motivational channel here as well. It's called motivational cliches. I'm on Instagram, motivational/cliches. I'm on Snapchat, be motivational. So yeah, just want to pluck that in here as well. In other news, I'm gonna get my new house in a week or so. So I'm gonna get a new office. I'm gonna set things fantastically up. I'm gonna have it great. I'm gonna have like a lot of room for myself, just my personal office. I'm gonna have a studio there, an office, a studio. I'm gonna have my drum set, my painting shit, everything in there. So that's gonna be fantastic. Can't wait. I'm gonna produce better content there. So yeah, Until next time.